Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to your YouTube channel and welcome to this very simple and exciting video of today. Today I have a very practical video. However, this is coming from a classical problem that you can find when you are working in the academia. What I am trying to tell you is that when you are introducing the most important concepts related to Troisier stability, specifically to rotor angle stability, you need to use the classical single machine infinity bus bar because it's the most simple way to introduce all the concepts related to the synchronous machine and basically how the machine performs, the dynamic performance during transient conditions. So today we have here the system number one. You can identify that the system number one is a machine connected to the infinity bus bar. But in this case, in this low voltage bus bar, we have two synchronous machines. They are operating as generator and they are supplying power to the infinity bus bar. And to do so, we have a step-up transformer and two overhead transmission lines delivering the power to the infinity bus bar. So in this case, let's start to see the data. You can see that in this case, we have a synchronous machine. And in this case, you can see that the rate power is 50 MVA. You can see the rate voltage is 13 kV. And the rate power factor in this case is 0.85. But now, if we look the dynamic data, you can see that on the top, we are using the classical model for the synchronous machine. And that means that we are using the simplest model, and that is a constant voltage source behind the impedance. For the rotational inertia, we are using H. In this case, is rate using the rate apparent power. And you can see the value that is 4.975 seconds. Regarding the reactances, we have here only the stator reactance. And the value you can see over there is 0.215 per unit. So in general terms, we have here two machines. They are 50 MVA, 50 MVA, each one of them. And let's see the power that they are delivering. As you can see, the power dispatch, active power dispatch, in this case is 42.5 megawatts. And we are using a power factor, constant power factor, 0.95. And this is an inductive power factor or leading power factor. So both generators, they are delivering the power to this bus bar over here, and then they are step up the voltage for delivering the power to the infinity bus bar. So one classical problem is starting from the system number one with two generators, obtain the equivalent generator. And in this case, if you look over here, let me show you, we have a single machine, and this is a synchronous machine. And if you look over here, the data, now the basic data, you can see that the rate apparent power of this machine is 100 MVA. Rate voltage is 13 kV. And rate power factor is 0.85. If we look the dynamic model, again, we are using the most simple dynamic model. And in this case, you can see that the rotational inertia is based on the rate apparent power, and the value is 7.975 seconds. And the reactance, you can see over here, 0.215 per unit. And now, let's see the power dispatch. As you can see over here, We are working with an active power dispatch of 85 megawatts and the power factor is 0.95, and this is inductive power factor. So first step is we want to run a load flow, and the idea of running the load flow is to compare the results in steady state conditions. You can see that in both cases over here, two generators or the equivalent generators, you can see that the active power that we are receiving at the infinity bus bar is the same, 84.7 megawatts. Basically, the difference is that in the system number 1, we are using two generators, each one of them providing 42.5 megawatts. And when we add that, you can see that the total active power over here is 85 megawatts. If we go to the system number 2, you can see that the active power, reactive power, and the currents, they are identical. Also, I can compare the voltages between the system 1, this is the magnitude of the voltages. You can see that the voltage at the bus bar number 1 is 1.031, and for the system 2, you can see the bus bar number 4, the voltage is 1.031. This is a perfect match. If we go to the phase angle, again, we have a perfect match between the system 1 and the system 2. You can see that the phase angle of that voltage is 35.75. So now what I would like to show you is that those systems are equivalent, and those systems are equivalent for dynamic processes. So let's do the following. The plan over here is I will run initial conditions, and then in t equals 0, I will apply a short circuit, three-phase short circuit in the bus bar number 1, that is the high voltage side of the transformer, and that short circuit will be clear in 120 milliseconds. So let's run the simulation over here, and now let's see how the state variables of this system behave before, during, and after the disturbance. So over here, what I am plotting to all of you are the state variables. If you remember the theory, for the classical model of the synchronous machine, we have two state variables. At the top, I am showing you the rotor speed in per unit. And here below, you can see the rotor angle. And in this case, you can see that the axis is showing in electrical degrees. What is interesting is that you can see that I am representing the individual rotor speed for the generators and the equivalent generator, and you can see the perfect match between them. And also there is a perfect match when we are talking about the phase angle. Now let me show you here the two important electrical quantities. In this case, this is the active power P in megawatts, and below you can see the reactive power, and the units are MVR. Of course, if we compare individual power produced by each generator, they will be half of the power created by the equivalent generator. So to solve the comparison, what I did is adding the individual power of each generator, and I create this pink plot that is the sum of the both individual generators. And that is matching the green line, and the green line is the representation of the equivalent generator. Similar results are for the case of the reactive power. So in general sense, what I can tell you and I can show you is that basically if I have two generation units with inertia constant of 4.975 and reactance 2.15 and 50 MVA, I can substitute them with a single generator, and in this single generator, the apparent power, rate apparent power will be 100 MVA, but you can see over here 4.95 is basically the rotational inertia, and 0.215 per unit is the stator reactance. So we are reaching the end of this very important and very illustrative video, and the job over here was to show you that we can obtain the equivalent model between two parallel synchronous machines, and is a very simple calculation. Well, this is the end of this video. I hope you enjoy. If that is true, please leave a like on the video, and also feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And this is the moment that we are finalizing this video, and it's time to say bye.